Guest in the studio with me this morning, the USAG Rheinland-Pfalz Commander, Colonel DeCoster, is here, and he is changing commands in a couple weeks. So like I said, some sad news there that he is leaving, but the good news is he's here this morning to talk with us. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, especially as you get close to leaving. I know that things get pretty hectic there, but Colonel DeCoster, thank you so much for being here this morning. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me here today.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about, of course, your change of command is coming up in about 2 weeks from now. And even in the name there is change. But, of course, in the last 3 years that you've been here, there has been a lot of change, which is kind of expected. As a military community, that's kind of almost the one thing that we can kind of count on is change.
Yeah, I mean, you can really say that the one constant in the military is change.
I like that.
And certainly if you're here in Europe, you see change occurring all the time. So it's been a 3-year command between Heidelberg and here now in Kaiserslautern, where we really have gone through transformational changes in our footprint. Just in those 3 years, we have closed or transferred 30 different installations in Heidelberg and Mannheim. Which, we were all very sad to see the closures in Heidelberg and Mannheim, and that was pretty major change. But one of the positive outgrowths of that was an additional change we were able to make during this 3 years, where we changed the Kaiserslautern garrison, the Army garrison here, from a battalion level to a brigade level garrison, which I had always felt was more requisite with the size of the population and the complexity of the population and the footprint. I think it was the right move to have a brigade level garrison here to provide the support and really team with the Air Force on the support that's provided here. The Kaiserslautern military community is the largest overseas military location in the world for the United States. So that was a very positive outgrowth, that we were able to right size this garrison to a brigade level garrison. And then most recently we had an additional change where we changed the garrison in Baumholder from a full U.S. Army garrison to a satellite site of U.S. Army Garrison Rheinland-Pfalz. So yeah, really consistent change in my time here. But change that I think we managed well, and in a way that it was primarily seamless to the customer, although it definitely was a lot of sausage making behind the scenes inside the garrison to do all these changes.
Absolutely. It sounds kind of simple when you say it, talking about closing down these places like Heidelberg and Ramstein, but there's a lot that goes into those things, I'm sure. But I think we can agree that it was done very seamlessly, and it was kind of a seamless transition for a lot of people. But like I said, it's amazing how much really does go on behind the scenes, and it was good that those did turn out positively.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I think that I'm most proud of during this 3 years was, even though we were closing Heidelberg and Mannheim, we did so in a way that we really mitigated a lot of the effects on the workforce. We started out with 188 U.S. employees that were subject to a reduction in force, and by the time we closed the Baden-Württemberg garrison, we had placed all of those 188 people. So nobody lost their jobs. Everybody either, retired at the time they were planning to retire, or they moved on to another job. And that's a very difficult thing to do when you're closing, to be able to place everybody in other jobs, because typically, there's fewer seats remaining than there were before for employees.
Absolutely. I mean that's an incredible statistic, an amazing statistic, really, because when you think about it, like you said, usually when you're closing something and opening in a new area, or even changing to the responsibilities to a new area, you kind of condense it when you go to that new space, because you've already figured out how to do it in better ways, of course. So to be able to place everybody is absolutely amazing. So some good changes over the years, and of course we want to talk about the restationing actions affecting expanding our footprint this calendar year. So coming up soon, we want to talk about some of the changes being made. So I will be back with Commander Colonel DeCoster. He's going to be talking about some of those changes that will be taking place soon. So come back and join us in just a couple minutes right here on AFN the Eagle, where we're serving America's best. Here's some new music.